HS2 is a game changer for lots of reasons. Even if you don't think faster travel is very important, and we do happen to think it is quite helpful, the West Coast Main Line is filling up, and it's going to be full in a few years' time, and you can't patch and mend that anymore. So I think everybody agrees you've got to build some more rail provision. So if you accept that we haven't built a new railway line for 100 years outside of London, you accept you've got to put a new railway line down, then I think it becomes easier to get your head around building something that's fit for the future and will connect into the European railway high-speed network. The wonderful thing for Birmingham is that we will have all the expertise and knowledge that we'll acquire from building the first part of the line available for when the Y piece is built, which means we can become the UK centre of excellence for high-speed rail knowledge, how to do it, how to build it. So it'll create 22,000 jobs for the West Midlands just doing our piece, and then we can go to the rest of the country and say, well, we now know how to do this and get more business for ourselves doing that. Always be able to sort of export our rail knowledge. And it's what, 1.5 billion to the regional economy. That's probably about 2% on the regional economy. I can't. It is game changing. It's almost like the region's Olympics in a way. It's of that significance. And I suppose it also gives you certainty. It does enable us to go to the rest of the world and say, it doesn't matter what Mr. Cameron might be saying about whether we're in Europe or out of Europe. Forget the politics of it. If you look at what we're doing with our infrastructure, we're committing to long-term connectivity into Europe. Because, of course, if you take a map of Europe, the high-speed rail networks in Europe are very established and growing all the time. And then there's the UK, with just a little bit from the southeast to London. This shows that indeed we feel part of a bigger picture, part of the continent. So it does give us the ability to market with certainty places to developers, to inward investors. You can start to give this confidence that there is a long-term plan, and that's what business wants. It wants stability, it wants long-term planning, and too often we criticise governments for being short-term. You know, in this one glorious example, we've got 30-year certainty about a large part of our rail infrastructure. You know, we should be celebrating that and dealing properly with people who are going to be impacted. So there should be good compensation. You know, we should be doing all we can to mitigate the impact. And when you do it with great imagination and flair, it can be beautiful. It can release space. You can use land to get vantage points. You can use water. So whilst everyone's afraid that it's going to destroy the countryside, I've got a feeling that some of the countryside at the moment none of us get to see because it's completely inaccessible, as beautiful as it is. If we do this well, we'll be able to see more of us will be able to enjoy more of the landscape than we do at the moment. And that's got to be part of our pressure on government, is to do this beautifully, not just put down 2 tracks and say, there you are, you've got your railway line, but to actually make it a feature, to make it something that we're proud of. We also have to be careful wherever you are in the country that you've also got the investment for the connectivity to the railway stations. So it's all very well having lovely new railway stations, but local connectivity to those is important. That's one of the areas we're working on in this region quite closely with government, making sure they understand the bill that will cost so that we have a full investment story, not just a partial one. But no, I mean, it is absolutely the right thing to do.